Tonight I am playing Verses of Enchantment. Sponsored content. Sometimes devs reach out, or publishers reach out, or whatever, and they say, would you like to play our game? We think it would do well with your audience. And then sometimes I'm like, yeah, cool. And then they pay me to do it. It's great. Game will be available on PC via Steam. It releases tomorrow. It's a magical fantasy deck builder card game where you play as an aspiring wizard, exploring the realm and learning magic in the form of cards from a cast of unique and diverse characters. Face off against experienced wizards and put your spellcraft to the test. Your deck building combat encounters in campaign, versus, and gauntlet modes. You can use the link in the chat box, !POE, or in the YouTube description if you're watching on YouTube. Available for purchase August 1st, 2023. Campaign. Old Wallen. After learning the basics of magic from your father, you set out to test your skills against traveling wizards in the countryside. Will your prose hold up under their scrutiny? Oh, interesting. So I walked from here to here, and it told me a little bit of tutorial stuff, and I guess it remembers that, so we missed that on stream, but that's what I've done so far. Use the arrows in the trading menu to buy or sell rations at the price listed in between. Prices change over time, so keep an eye out for good deals. If you want to trade here, you'll have to travel to this location. Okay. So, right now, we are having a bit of a misadventure with Flora, the forest sage. You ventured out from home to learn about poetry? How wonderful! I can teach you what I know, so how about we have a duel? So, we're not getting the tutorial again, but this is my starting hand. Every turn I draw 3 new cards. Every turn I play 3 cards. And the cards say what they do on them, and they also say what type they are. And the types matter. We could inflict a dispirit and then deal 15, or we can just deal 10 3 times. And then we write! I'm in the way of Flora's picture. I feel like I shouldn't be here. Or Flora. He doesn't deserve that. And then my opponent's doing something. My opponent is healing 10. If your last poem contains a brilliance word, it doesn't deal 6 damage for every nature word in your last poem, which is 0. So, Flora didn't manage much. At the start of your turn, the last 3 cards you played are used to generate a poem. The names of the cards are used as themes to write an original verse of enchantment. How cool is this? Stormfire and Sword. We are fighting for our king, and his sword shall never flinch, but when comes a storm that wrings all the Northmen's heart with fire, well then let us do battle. We will stand by to inspire. That cool? Isn't that cool? In this poem, words that are also card names or synonyms of card names are highlighted. You can hover over these words to see their synonyms. Some cards use these highlighted words as a condition to trigger their effect. Greed needs 2 words of type Brilliance to be present in the last poem. Other cards require a certain highlighted word type to be represented the most. If your last poem contains more passion words than any other word type, this card's condition is fulfilled. Fulfilled. The cards you play every turn, my voice cracked, influence the poetry of your next turn, so try and play cards that produce beautiful and useful poetry. So, King, Ego, Sword, Gloom, Storm, Nature, Heart, Passion, Fire, Brilliance, Battle, Gloom. I have double Gloom at the moment. I wonder what Heartbreak does. You can't restore health anymore. Ever? Ooh. And then because you're heartbroken, I can deal 15 damage. What does Dispirit do? Deal 50% less damage. Soul Burn, lose 7 health at the start of your turn. We will make a poem of tears, sorrow, and duty. That seems like it would be a good poem. It seems like it would be a very hard game to translate into other languages. Yes, it does. A wind blew up from the forest, from where the flower of dawn is glowing. The great waves leapt, but he knew not why, and on the beach an island proffered, he saw a solitary ship. What does it mean? Draw a card, cure, soul burn, inflict heartbreak. But you don't have soul burn. But now I am heartbroken. I can't restore health anymore. Very sad. Status effects are an effective way to strengthen yourself or weaken your opponent. Yep. The number next to the symbol represents the number of turns before they disappear. Oh, it only lasts for one turn. Tears, sorrow, and duty. O tears of duty, sweet as dews that fell for thee, the sorrow and the bliss. God will remember me. Uh-oh. None of it does anything. This seems like a problem. So maybe we, doesn't do anything. We Dispirit and Soulburn. And just get rid of this card, maybe. Gotta work on my meter? You have to work on your meter. Jorbs, why didn't you voice act your own book? Jorbs, why didn't you do the audiobook?
The wind is in the trees and drips and blows with leaves a-blowing, but all I hear when I go by is the wind in my tears blowing away down some river.
Is that not the meter?
Doesn't feel like it's the meter.
You just read it out loud with perfect meter. Well done. She died in peace, that living thing who all day long hath strove. Silent as death, the glorious king, and silent still he lived. And when the grass of life was done, he stood before his loave, I guess. There are a lot of gold ones. So I can inflict 2 soul burn, and I can inflict 3 heartbreak? Oh, there's so much gloom in my poem. Wait, this poem is so good. Silence, Sun, and Life. It's a good poem. Remember that. Contains 2 brilliant words. Draw 1 card from your deck. Sure. I got an achievement. Inflict 5 or more heartbreak on your opponent. Achievement. I see the white clouds sail across the sky, the fireflies flicker through the mist, and all as in a dream and morn and storm, for once or again a wandering firebird finds its nest within my heart's deep-bosomed grain. Green? Is this meant to rhyme with dream or again? Probably again, right? Again? Gran? Again, grain? Do your worst. It affects the number of colored words in the poem. Oh, I think you just have to write a good poem. And if you do, it's good. And if you don't, it isn't good. I saw her on the forest's edge, a single maple tree, love with its dark green leaves of greed, beneath whose burning sheen the sunset blushed to golden light and overflowed with glee. Okay. I'll believe you. I already made this poem, right? Will it be the same, or will it be different? How many poems did they write? Is there procedural poem generation going on? How does it work? And he to me, the spirits of the sea, are witnesses I need, who go in common power, that at no time or place they stay, nor yet their courage doth attempt to fly, as erstwhile in the other lake it did. The thing that I love about this game is... like, imagine if Magic the Gathering players just said poems at each other. It would be so much better. I do not care if in my rage you turn the sword for me, and though you bid me wave no more, I'll cast a storm at thee. I mean, that's... You say that, and then you, like, I don't know, cast Jace the Mind Sculptor or whatever. I'm into it. The Steam description mentions AI. Or is it Al? You've unlocked a new card sleeve. It isn't, it's an AI that's running on my PC though, right? Or is it online? I don't actually know. That's cool. I have a lot of friends who've been working on generative AI stuff. What does this say? I have to choose 1 card out of 3 or 100 gold. Let's choose a card. If your opponent is dispirited, deal 20 damage. Restore 10 health to yourself. If your last poem contains a gloom and 2 nature words, deal 20 damage. That seems doable. I think we're good at gloom and we're okay at nature. Wouldn't cast a storm at thee be more of a 20 storm grape shot kind of thing? Possible. I guess so. Oh! What is this? It's my inventory. I accidentally opened it. On the left we have your portrait, name, and the amount of cards you've collected. You can earn new cards from dueling wizards you met. In the middle we have your decks. You can create, edit, and move them around here. The leftmost deck is used during duels, so make sure you're properly prepared before starting one. These counters show the amount of gold and rations you have. Gold is earned through duels and is used to buy rations or cards. Rations are needed to travel the world. Every time you travel from one location to another, you consume one ration. If you run out of rations, you go to health penalty during your next duel. If you want to save on rations, you can rest to let time pass without consuming a ration. And finally, up here is a menu button to change options or return to the title screen. Okay. Oh. We could go to Slot Winstein. Oh, that's a good price for rations, I think. Or Langcave. Or Udrich. Or Mirhave. Biblically correct pronunciations, by the way. Let's go here and buy a couple of rations, maybe. Oh, the other people moved too? Bye. Bye. Bye, 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 bye. I'm on to you, Alana, Lady of Grimwarp. Wait, come back. Wait a second. Oh, this is why the resting thing is a thing. If I go here, what if I rest? Nice. I wanted nature and gloom. I'm just gonna play life, get it out of my hand. I skipped the dialogue of the encounter. Oh. I didn't deliberately do that. Selecting a card to discard one card from your hand and deal 15 damage. Okay. Storm Sword in Life. Not like him, the sword he bore to be used in storm and strife, for it made his being poor when 'twas warm with human life. No, I'm thankful that his lot is cast out by another Scot. I like that we're using generative AI to be young Scottish wealthy people playing Scottish Magic the Gathering. I think this works. And then my last poem will contain mostly gloom words. The Scots ruined Scotland. Unfortunate. The sky is cold and blue and calm. I'm thinking, what do you think of this poor man of nights alone? With darkening eyes, and that sharp grief, the heart's soft pain at every dusk. Clasp hands with me again. I don't know about that. I mean, something that I will note, that dealt basically no damage. Just objectively not a good poem. Rage, Fire, and Duty. Heavenly Spirit, let me find thee. Thou hast left the world behind. Let me draw a sword of beauty where no evil shall be felt, and thy charm on every nation shall strike down all who You think that rhymes with felt? Felt. Love. Nope, I don't think that rhymes with anything. Again, my opponent just not writing the best poems. Oh, there's no way I take 15 from that. In real life, I would take like 5 from that maximum. And we who, by the strength of fire, themselves will bow down in awe, will gaze on duty's awful pyre, and silent passion saw what rage and wrath are nerved to fight, who conquered but for law. I think that how much of each word is in it is somewhat random. That is the vibe that I'm getting. Would E.E. Cummings be good at this game? I mean, he wouldn't be, like, bad, but I don't think he'd be the best. I think T.S. Eliot is probably A tier. I have a suspicion that T.S. Eliot actually played this game while he was alive. The dawn of blood is in his hands, a nation bleeds with wrong. Our Father, God's redeemed from lands of hate and sin and long. Thy hand has saved the dying day and fixed thy love to throng. Oh, that's a good poem. I'm about to take like 50, right? Not too bad, actually. There with the sun that cheers and saves, the river rolls, its waters bright of tears, like rain on weary waves. Thine too the broken heart affrights, for thee, for me, my soul in tears. We were doing well, and then we just kind of punted on the last line. Your last poem contains a brilliance word, inflict 2 soul burn. And I can make mostly gloom words, and I inflict the spirit and then deal 15. The combo. Hey, Koopa! Can we get a poet tier list for the game? We win, right? I mean, you can do whatever you want, but it's not enough. Oh, then I knew as in a dream that sorrow must the like have been, because he gave my lady leave to walk into her grave. And me. With me? And? I don't understand, Alana. GG. You've unlocked a new card sleeve. Merle has won the duel. I like gloom cards. I don't think I have that many ego words. Greetings, what brings a shepherd this far north? I see you're a student of the literary arts. You're welcome to duel anytime, but don't expect to learn joyful themes here. Oh my gosh. You can fight the trainers to get like booster packs for your deck, and the different trainers give you different types of decks, and it's like the Pokemon trading card game for Game Boy that I spent 3 million hours playing. Well, that's kind of exciting. Alright, let's go fight this person. At Udbushk. Udbushk. Merle, upcoming poet. Oh, here you can see what cards the selected wizard has in their deck. Some of these cards have a glittering effect, which means you can collect them by defeating their owner in a duel? Poem. If your last poem contains an ego and a gloom word, inflict 3 heartbreak. That's very pretty. I wonder what Distract does. Distracted, discard a card at the end of your turn. You claim to be educated in the art of poetry? Preposterous. Allow me to demonstrate the difference in our skills. Good luck, friend. If your opponent is heartbroken or dispirited, deal 50. Oh, I mean, it's already over for you. I feel like Robbie Burns. Robbie Burns is probably S tier at this game. That man wrote a lot. She saw him, and she wept with tears. For Sorab heard his sorrow, and when he knew his dying words in bitter mood came on her sword. Hello? His mother kissed the very ground, but not in wrath, as she had found. Hello? We're gonna hold on to the status cards, because they seem to combo with other cards. I should probably know what's in my deck at this point, but I kind of still don't. Fire, Crown, and King. Crown with glory, your hero of fire, a nation's defender and king. And to you, sir, his laurels expire when the time comes that calls you to sing. If your last poem contains an ego and a brilliance word, deal 20 damage. I love it. I love it. Life, duty, and storm. He is not to be bought with gold, but having what he holds most dear, life's duty under his command, to bravely battle in the storm and die with courage when we fear. I made 3 gloom words without even having a gloom card. William Blake S tier, Robert Frost D tier? Excuse? Excuse? Some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. From what I've tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. But if I had to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate to say that for destruction, ice is also great and would suffice. That deals like 300 damage. That deals 300 damage and like 3 of every debuff. I don't know what you're talking about. That is one of the worst takes I've read today. No way. Child of pride and faith, thy life is wild with passions fierce, as when a raging sea that smites the helpless hurries on its way, hath with opposing might but only may deal rudely death to thee. What poem was that? That is Fire and Ice by Robert Frost. That poem costs 5 energy to cast. It isn't that many words. I assume that how many words it is how much energy it takes. And he has Hardly the Wasteland. Imagine, like, the Wasteland is basically like an infinite deck. Like, you sit down across from T.S. Eliot and he just takes a turn and it's like 30 minutes long. Love may make his arrows out of dust, the love that makes him strong, and the silence of our mounting up like wind-blown tempest sweeps along. Our strength with its impressioned might, his rage is pitiless and light. Bit of a nothing poem, I feel. I don't know, it was fine. It was a pass turn, mostly. I had a brilliance word. I need to make mostly gloom words. That seems hard. Is this Soulburn? No. How are the poems made? It has some sort of generative AI in the game. It's very fancy. And when I come home in this land, in that golden home they say, they will marry you with the gold child, so old and so sweet a time. I'm not going to work out exactly how they seeded all of the stuff for it, but it feels like there's a lot of like public domain poetry from the 19th century, so it feels reasonable that you could make something like this now. I think I'm 1 damage short and I might die next turn. The red sun rose on the eastern sea like a furnace and set with his ire, but I knew that some fire was in me, that had burned the forest dry in my desire. Oh ho, oh ho. This is... okay. So I like, the assignment was for a 5-line poem, and I was like, well... shoot, class is starting in 30 seconds. Good Yeah. Anyway. Well, none of my cards do anything, so I guess I'll do that. Which unfortunately puts my opponent at 1 HP. You may boast over your golden land, your pomp. You cannot claim it. But the pride of all this worldly greed for that which you possesseth is not to be by duty bought. To the level at another's. Oh. I didn't do anything. Well, that's lucky for me. So we may hope forever to excel in noble deeds which do the world no wrong, which, though our duty in their rage should swell, will serve more nobly for us than a tongue, and make an angel of its heavenly choir, though greed and malice never reach it higher. There's no gloom. There's no gloom in my poem. My deck is a gloom deck, but I didn't make any gloom. You've unlocked a new card sleeve. They had lethal and didn't use it. Whoops. Let's take Pride. Let's take Pride. More interested in confusing poems than winning. Agree. Good job! You're well on your way to unlocking the next chapter. To progress in Verses of Enchantment, collecting cards is the way to go. You're only a few duels away from unlocking the next chapter across the seas. Good luck. I need 4 more cards. Me, defeated by some common hick? I can see that you have some skill, child, but be assured our next duel will end differently. So we just keep doing the battles? We need to do a few more battles. I wonder what happens in the next chapter. I'm down to farm Kaidamon. I want to get more egos. I wonder, is the card still in Kaidamon's deck? I might have taken it. Ego Streamer? Seems unfair that you always move first. I don't think the game is intended to be balanced when played against AI. There is a PvP mode though. The sun was sinking in the west, and setting far below, a fire began to flame at last from out a small torn tree. That instant came an evil breath as from this burning river. Death. Inflict 1 heartbreak. It's not the best card. I want to put Brilliance. Oh, there is Brilliance already. If your opponent is heartbroken or dispirited. Nope. Inflict the heartbreak. Here we go. Let's do this. Heartbreak is... okay, sure. This is a 29 damage turn, I believe. Probably not bad. Is there any point to doing a PvP if you aren't on a voice call and dramatically reading your poetry at each other? I mean, that sounds like exactly what you do. Child greed in mind? Child is ego. Why is child ego? He knows the greed and the pride of a race that makes woman selfish kind. Oxymorons, what could it mean? But in spite of his best-loved woman's face, his soul is a child like his mind. Oh, vanity, then what have you done to me? Is this your secret? You are blind. Imagine training a generative AI seeded off, like, 18th and 19th century poetry and managing to have gone this far into a stream without it saying anything, like, particularly gendered. We got there eventually, but it's like, it's not immediately awful or anything. I don't think. I don't know, maybe. I mean, maybe it's good that we're beating up Kaidamon. His soul is a child, like his mind is fire. True. Somewhere the treetops are whispering as you go down to the river, something sweet in a voice that is dying, out of all sorrows and tears, in some forest when skies be still, mightily sounding. I think our deck is, it just makes the other person sad until they die. I think I want to have ego? I want ego and brilliance, right? Okay, let's make ego and brilliance, because I think I'm about to draw pride. Unless I didn't edit my deck. Maybe I didn't edit my deck, and so I don't have pride. That sword is rusting in his side. A soldier's right 'tis mine to claim. If he were told that I must die, it never would have startled him. The time will come, the sun has set, and there is no one left to guard me. Kaidman, are you okay? Oh my god. Isn't that just how you win at poetry normally? Possible? Love is all! And love alone. If life the heart remain, but to give us that for which we would gladly strongly strain, from ourselves will wholly fail till we have fulfilled our duty well. I'm not sure I understand. I am a child. I am a child. I think I'll inflict Dispirit, and then I'll inflict more Dispirit. Then, if that night my bedfoot be, and thou wilt come and seek elsewhere, no more I will give thee pain or care, but crown thy head with roses fair from yonder shining city wall, for to keep out the cold from home. I don't know what you mean, Kaidmon. I think my brain is tired of parsing. Like, what do you call this? Renaissance era poetry? It's after the Renaissance, right? What is this? Romance poetry? I don't know. The rage of hate, the passion's thirst, I never slake till I've been burst and silenced by a single sword. But what am I to do? To die? Away with cowardice and lies, or keep our company? I have lethal? No. There, while thy people are oppressed by every power that reigns on high, oh, let the fire of duty rest on his blessed lips, and make him die. You know how streamers do, like streamer v streamer challenges where they play a bunch of random games? I feel like this would be an incredibly good game for that. Because you would get on call and then you'd read the poems at each other. I'm not super into PvP games, but I think I would actually enjoy that. Decent amount. It's flighting. I don't know what that means. 4. When a storm is raging in my head, I'll seek some other haven, as I said, or if by chance thy memory will be fed, thee repeat the duty thou hast done. Get out of here, Kaidmon. Depictions of longing in nature, classic markers of the Romance period. The portraits are most likely from another period, though. That background is 100% Romance style. 1 card out of 3. If your last one contains an ego and a gloom word, inflict 3 heartbreak. Okay. Can I edit my deck? Edit deck. That's what I want to do. Welcome to the deck editor. You can change the contents of your decks here. These are the cards that are already in your deck. To make space for new cards, you can press any card to remove them from your deck. This is your collection of cards. You can press cards to add them to your deck. You can add cards that are already in your deck. A valid deck must have 15 to 20 cards. As you explore the world in the campaign mode, new cards and sleeves will become available to you. Don't forget to give your deck a unique name to remember it by, and when you're done editing, press accept to save your changes. Name it after the greatest poem of my time. Okay. So I want to put pride in. I want to make ego and brilliance. Unfortunately, my brilliance cards aren't that good. Dispirit, I think, is good. Maybe I need to get another brilliance card, I think. Get rid of nature. Who needs a nature? I need to go gloom. I need lots of gloom. If your last poem contains no ego words. Ooh. Good luck with that. An ego and a gloom word. 3 heartbroken. Can't restore health anymore. That hasn't been a problem yet, though. I guess we run life just because it's a brilliance word. And then that lets us run this. Maybe I run storm just because it deals 10. Okay. I can get gold, I don't care. I can get mind. Mind feels actively bad. I can get scorn. I don't care about scorn. What do you have? Blood. I have tons of passion. Blood would be good. Doubt. 3 cards in hand, inflict a distract. Discard a card at the end of turn. Okay. Charm. If your opponent is soul burned or rejuvenated, deal 15 damage. Yes, I want your cards. Alana, Lady of Grimwarp. How about Flora? Flora has a bunch of forest stuff. Oh, I don't think I care. Oh, we could go for a wind deck, though. Wind deck could be strong. This is fun. This really reminds me of that Pokemon game. What happens if you lose a duel? We'll never find out. Why would I lose a duel? God, that's such a strong turn. And the poem's gonna be absolute fire as well. Oh my god. Gloom back at me? She's using my own tricks.
There was the sound of his sword. There, my sorrow had ended. And then he left me to lie in silence and never repent. And I knew no more than despair. A cold grave in the desert.
I'm turning that in for poetry class. For she was proud and made him love, and yet he feared her so that all his hope of heaven above, its purity, its beauty, grew too high. Her sorrow's doubt. I don't understand, Alana. I need ego and brilliance. Brilliance? Ego. But lo, the rage of lust and pride with mingling streams are blended. Like raging passions in a storm, each other's tears have ended. In bloodless pomp, the marble floor is yet for us all. I think it's a metaphor for playing video games, maybe. The dusk is round and deep. I see the stars move slowly toward the moon, and in my dream, from out the dim, dark night, there breaks a sudden star that shines upon a sky too lovely for us mortals to be born. I am very heartbroken and also soul-burned. Away with the foolish greed and folly! Turn from a world where sin lies dead. There is no fire or sacrifice to fashion the law we love. For duty's good. Take 20. And also, you are soul-burned and heartbroken. Walk into the club. Like. So, by the early dawn of things, by love and all that is divine, I pray a grave not loud nor hasty to bury me in common dust. For death must have his whim, my dear, and love himself will never hear. I just took 30 from that. I don't think that was a 30 damage poem. I'm just gonna say. I think maybe like 15. The sun is set. The day has come with all its pride of power, but I will wait for love to rise and bring it down in shower. Love is going to make the sun cry. Unexpected. That was last term's poem. I took 30 from the follow-up. Oh, good point. Good point. If your last poem contains a passion word, deal 15. Yep. Yep. I want all of them. I come out here to let my mind wander from dark thoughts. Grimwarp can become undesirably stifling, even for me. Loss is part of all life. I am not one to be bothered by it. Blood goes straight in the deck, let's be real. Can I change my sleeves? Oh, hell yeah. This one looks like sad. This one looks like sad. Is it possible to make happy and positive poems in this game? I mean, I have passion and ego and brilliance. Maybe. Ego and a brilliance word. Let's see what this one does. Brilliant egotistical passion. When shall we know in death that love is dead? I guess not. You have to understand, they hadn't invented antibiotics yet. Like, were antibiotics invented? Discovered? I just dealt 45. My deck is scaling. And the young blood ripens and flame that stings, the charm from dusk to silence of golden things. And the young blood ripens and flame that stings. And all the pride of life is but to see the red blood on your cheek. To know you are not fair is only in desire. But for a little while you may be great and cold. Okay, okay. My poem that dealt 45 damage was written by like a 6-year-old? Disappointing. What though he's far on the wold beyond the night that covers the sky and plain? He shall have a boon of patience and strength to bear the pang that presses my soul with pain. Away down in the river. Away down in the river is just a solid leaving thought, I feel. For in thy rage these eyes behold the power which makes me love thee, for what duty bids, and make my heart thine only sacrifice. I come to thee with all that life requires. They had very different dating advice back then. The tiger. He destroyed his cage. Yes. Yes! The tiger is out. Arguably the best poem written in the last 100 years. I saw a fair maid sit upon a green grave, and weeping she said to her lord, Ah, my brave lover, how shall I say that love for thy sake came not to this land? Thy queen, thy bride. If my last poem contains no ego words, I would never put an ego word in my poem. Are you kidding me? She saw him, and she wept with tears, for Sorab heard his sorrow, and when he knew his dying words and bitter mood came on her sword, his mother kissed the very ground, but not in wrath, as she had found. Interesting. So some words can make the same thing. Also, by the way... Oh, this one doesn't work. Never mind. I thought I was about to deal 50 damage in one turn. If your phone is soulburned or rejuvenated, deal 15. I think I can soulburn people. I thought that one would be good. That's kind of what I was going for. I see you've taken affinity for gloom-style poetry. Be careful of its double-edged nature. I want doubt. I want queen. I kind of want queen. I think I want to get queen. I think having an ego card seems good. We can add charm over tears. Nobody cares about tears. One more fight. I think I unlock the next chapter after this fight. Unless I need one more. An ego and a brilliance word? It's kind of weird. My ego cards want to be played after brilliance cards, but this wants me to play my ego and brilliance cards at the same time. A poorly constructed strategy. I'm looking at doing a book reading in the Pacific Northwest. I feel like this will train me for it. For he who would the setting sun fulfill, as God's own justice hath appointed will, no other service claims, but acts his part. And duty is a mask that hides from all, a foil to cunning and a lure within, the luster of his splendid thought and heart. I think a lot of the poems are like, yeah, this person like has a job and does it well, which is very unrelatable. I should read Catch-22. I was going to probably read the book that I published, but it's a good idea. The rose today is beautiful, with many a subtle charm, but it has lost its beauty, too, and dawn was never warm. Or heartbreak? Oh my gosh. He had not left his mother's grave till life was fled, nor has he toiled for other men, but all have bled. And the pride that made this land so free has a sword in each hand. That's metal. That's kind of metal. I feel like that would do well on Twitter. Your opponent is soul-burned or rejuvenated. Opponent is heartbroken or dispirited. Dispirited? Inflict 2 dispirit? Definitely a poem you can follow up with 4 heartbreak. I agree. And the first faint light in evening's purple dome sinks on the grave where Lancelot slept. He lay in that rich world of twilight, dreaming there of his long life beyond his nightly death, beyond the dusk of love, beyond the moon. Beyond the moon! My deck getting worse. For what is love except to bring to the young eyes an April prime? Love which will fade and pass away, and like a memory never stay. Who knows how soon sorrow's day will fail in sight of perfect time? Soulburned or rejuvenated? Apparently it's hard for me to soulburn and rejuvenate people. On Twitter, don't I mean on X? Are you talking about Twitter? The sword of love, and not the will that smites to death a noble foe. And well may Ireland boast her sons, no doubt, were lovelier foes today. Chorus, we have no fear. It's like these are like the notes that somebody makes about 7 months before writing the actual poem. I thought Jorbs was the only writer to ever have lived. And I don't know about that. My last poem contains a passion word and contains no ego words, allowing me to deploy my combo of grave blood. And also a lot of heartbreak. GG. Merle has won the duel. I wanted queen. I wanted queen. Oh, chapter 2. Across the sea, separating Old Walland from the mainland, lays Grunmeyer. Many wizards cross these green lands, a perfect opportunity to further hone your skill. So, you've taken an interest in gloom magic. You'll find its prose to be bleak, but its words to cut deep. I've unlocked Grunmeyer. Next chapter at 34 cards. Let's throw this, I'm so good at inflicting heartbreak, and it just doesn't feel like it actually does anything. Anyway, let's throw this queen card into the deck. 2 Dispirit? I don't feel like that ever procs. Now that I'm using this, I kind of want to get Mind. Because it can deal more damage that way. I don't know. I don't know, it's probably fine. Why is there like yellow? Why do you have yellow, Kaidmon? Oh, it shows where you go? Oh, it shows where you go! Oh, that makes sense. Alright, let's go this way. To Langhive. No. No, not like that. Nice deck name, thank you. We've landed at Landau. We've landed at Landau? The Kylekirk Baths. Looks fancy. Who do we have? The Great Garden College, tuition fee 170, specialization nature. Oh, Kragmoth. Loverglade. Loverglade. Frivolous Enigma. Courage. Desire. Ooh. Oh, this is nice, like the passion deck with the splashes. Shield. Seems powerful. Deal 7 damage for every soul burn your opponent has. That also seems powerful. Oh, this is a light deck. Oh, I see. We're a soul burn deck. Dawn and Sun both inflict soul burn. I need to apply soul burn for charm, too. These people seem like they have better decks. What is Inspire? Deal 50% more damage? No. It's too much. Okay. I already looked at you. What are you? Deal 7 damage for every ego card your opponent has in their hand. Deal 7 damage for every rejuvenate you have. Inflict 1 rejuvenate on yourself for every gloom word in your last poem. You don't even have gloom. You have like 1 gloom. If you are focused, inflict 2 rejuvenate on yourself. If your last poem contains mostly ego words. There you go. I might be playing an ego deck, actually. I might be playing an ego deck. My ego's kind of bad, though. I have poor ego. It's a very confused deck right now. There's one other person. Peter, Fool of Kragmoth. If your hand has at least 3 cards. Last poem contains 2 gloom and a brilliance. Select a card from your deck. You like how everything is inflicted? Yeah, I mean, like I said. Okay, so I need to make some money and then go to Helmfirth. Let's find out what Helmfirth does. Wonder if I can even beat anyone. I'll just go to Helmfirth and then stand there. Or I can wait here, I guess. This is on 2 people's loops. Hello. Today. Oh, what's this? A fresh-faced mage walking lands of Grunmire? You don't carry the smell of Academy either. This ought to be fun. Heartbreak seems better here. All the opponents have heal. Probably true. Can I guess you can't have too many last poem words, huh? Let's do this so that I can dispirit you. Judith. A likely story. Oh my god. I'm dead. Queen Sorrow Grave. Oh, then I knew as in a dream that sorrow must the lady have been, because he gave my lady leave to walk into her grave with me. I need a passion word. I don't have a passion word. Soulburn, we hold on to because I have a thing that combos with Soulburn. I remember. I'm becoming an expert at piloting my deck. My voice is dying. I don't really want to read all of these anymore. Ooh, what's that? Discard a card at the end of your turn? Wait, don't want this. 1,000 flowers are in my fire, and yet I am not quite the same. I keep a memory of them. Though beauty and her name were one, yet duty called to me apart. Heir to endless time. Is that a pun? Is that a pun? Ego and brilliance and passion, 35... 45? I don't know, but I want this combo.
This is so creepy.
I have seen so many interfaces where there's an open eye and you click it and close it to make it go away. But they've never been this creepy somehow. Have Esrab do them. Esrab does meter and everything. Good thinking. Yep. Restore 15 health. Oh, I could have looked at what they were doing and seen that they were going to inflict soul burn on themselves. Oops. No more healing for you, friend. There is a field.
There is a house in New Orleans where blood and drops may run.
Field of spears whose points abide for love and pride. To sow this land of peace and wide with the good sword till one. It's very impressive that people still make creative projects when the Beatles already existed. And like it's all recorded. And poetry as well. Like Robbie Burns, you can just go to the library and get that. I guess I still stream video games on the internet when you can watch original Brood War VODs. So. They knew not, but with quickening rage, in spite of the sun and the sky, the love they bore her would soon age into an eternal sigh. Alas, said they, that ever shall be. Plegu, plegu, plegu! I don't speak Korean. But I can do some of the, the tone of being a caster for a Korean StarCraft match for sure. You think that was the Korean word for plague? Yeah, I think so too. If you or your opponent is heartbroken, deal 15 damage. Love that. Love that. Oh, I was meant to take 100 gold so I could do the thing. Ouch, the young cub has claws, I see. Wouldn't you play a bit more with dear old me? Think about it. How good am I at inflicting heartbreak? Maybe I do want one more heartbreak. Maybe we start to get rid of, do I need brilliance actually? Brilliance interacts with pride, but it doesn't interact with much anymore. It also interacts with charm a little bit with Soulburn. The spirit for mostly gloom. Okay. Imagine if you just had 20 graves. Just absolutely unbeatable. Best deck ever made. Do you draw 3 or refill to 5? You draw 3. Boom, boom, boom. Hopefully, this will make a gloom somehow. My egotistical brilliance. Or wait, a passion. I guess I want Yeah, I want a passion so I can play a bunch of gloom and then play love. What I got? O Queen of Beauty, at thy feet. My spirit lowly bent down and worshipped as a god in service of sun and dew. In duty's fitting ornament, thy will be done. I got a passion. That's what I wanted, yeah? I got a passion. I need it to be heartbroken or dispirited. Boom. Dose your dose. Thanks for 23 months. Appreciate it. You desire and rage. In the rage of love's desire, thou art ready to retire. But with strength and beauty too, will not long endure. Love alone can shield us here, and is only found in there. Inflict a distract. I don't like distract. They make me discard my cards. You're forced to... Oh my god, I have so many things. You're forced to play 3 cards every turn, so if you discard a card, you're dealt to a 4-card hand forever. And the game has so much, like, linking up combos, you know? But I can do... Boom, boom, boom. But with sad tears I cannot say what anguish, horror, sorrow's rain, which fills as neath some heavy rain my troubled soul from day to day, and calls the early hours to stay till my lost child is born. Too much! Too much, Merle! I'm sorry that you're dealing with, but maybe the social setting isn't appropriate. She sleeps, but her kiss wakes no more, the tears that I shed. The dream of my love, the delight that lured her away from me, to gladden this word, and to be this world. I've noticed that passion poems are about, like, longing. They're not about realized passion. With the memory of long departed days of dear desires and faithfulest longings, fire to cherish young hearts still and charm as I do what we were. Can you, then, in this bosom dwell? No, but only my heart is hell. Merle has won the duel. I need more money, still. I need to study at the Great Garden College. Someone set your heart ablaze, or is it the passion of ambition I sense? Bearing your innermost feelings through poetry is ever so bold, but certainly not something I dislike. I think there may be romance blooming. Let me just get rid of Grave. Maybe we get lucky, actually. And we get mostly Gloom words off of Grave. So it seems like I'm playing ego cards for the first few turns. Are the poems actual poems, or is an AI generating them? They're generated. You have no active status effects. Restore 15 health to yourself. Unfair. We walk this road. Oh. We walk this road, our steps to retrace the shadows around us grow dim. If the fire burns bright in my heart's own light, its love will kindle a grave for me there. There. In duty done, and remembered so long. Good for you. Mostly gloom words. Inflict a soul burn. Have a soul burn. I feel like Queen is strong. Queen is like dealing 10 for 1 card seems to be pretty good. Action economy, and Queen has upside. I will not ask for more than these, the glow of beauty or the fire of heaven, so I might speak her ease, a heart that throbs with tender wire. What shall I give? Who cannot read? I am distracted. And I got stabbed a lot. Now they've taken from the Queen her sword. They shoot it round about, and for he was a brave man then, he guided him that at the sun. Don't know what that means. Can I heartbreak you? Yes. Can I soul burn you? No. Just get rid of this. It's not working. And that, I guess. The little stabbing knife embedding itself in the neck is kind of hardcore. The graphics are very, they're not super involved. Like, they're not... They didn't send this game to a server farm to cook the lighting for the levels for 3 days or anything. But they are a very particular vibe. Like the eye and the knife. It's like, yeah. Dream, blood, and shame. I have not wronged thee. Not a stain, no shame in all my blood can be. But thou hast made thy image bright to make the dream of grief more light. My soul is lost like some forsaken leaf of tree. What a... They cured heartbreak and then they healed? How do I compete with that? With the tenderness and tears of my heart, it was yet young to love so truly, to have such a song for one who lay among the memories of a vanished tongue. Faded memory in your eyes. Heartbroken or dispirited. And I need to hold these 2 cards, but I can't. Well, I'll be able to inflict some heartbreak next turn, I guess. We have known each other well and learned the joy or grief which in a single hour might make our sorrows fruit, and through the heart of man, courage would bear its part. I'm on 30. I'm gonna die to Judith.
Blood, rage, and sorrow. And then he felt that all his madness fled, that the red blood ran coldly down his cheek with sudden terror and an agony of sorrow for him. With a great wild cry he rose and fought upon his enemy, then died with rage.
That's metal. Definitely sometimes metal, this game. 5 heartbreak. Yeah, think about what you've done, Judith. Well, then it would have been no wonder if the sun, when he began to warm, did suddenly his rage redouble, or else bethought him of a charm. It is not often that we suffer. It's okay. I'm dispiriting Judith. And I have an ego and brilliance word, like for sure, 100%. When shall we know in death that love is dead? The years, the days which are to be, bring their full shining back, and bid love with its sweet sun over us awake. Awake for memory. Boom. Have some pride sword fire. A standard combo. Noob. My, I haven't had this much fun for decades. If I knew shepherds harbored such magical talent, I would visit the countryside more often. Learn. Learn this card. Welcome to your first day at school. Here you'll be able to collect a new card for a set price. On the right, we have a potential card for you to collect. Pressing the accept button will send you back to the overworld with your newly learned card. You only pay the tuition fee when pressing this button. On the left, we have a poem about the card candidate. As in duels, any word that's also a name of a card is highlighted. When pressing any highlighted word, the card on the right will change into that word. Depending on the specialization of the school, the poems will feature more words of a certain type. Try to find the card you want to learn in the sea of poetry. Good luck. What? What? That's kind of cool. You remember this from college. What do I want? I don't remember what I'm like doing. We must be able to get something strong though, yeah? Do I like these ones? No, I don't like that one. No. A king! Deal 5 damage for every card you have in your hand. I could have a king and a queen. I don't think we're really using king yet. Emperor? Oh, emperor is synonym of king. Okay, I see. Monarch, emperor, sultan, reign. Let's do the red ones. The red ones seem like sometimes they're good, maybe. Man, there are so many cards. Love has no synonyms. Heart has no synonyms. If your opponent is heartbroken, deal 15 damage. Did I already have that one? You already know this card. Oh. I've been outplayed. It's a disaster. Oh no. Alright, what if I just click the green ones for a bit? If your last poem contains a passion word, restore 15 health. Deal 6 damage for every nature word in your last poem. Mostly ego words. 7 damage for every rejuvenate you have. We could go for a wind deck. Ego and passion, inflict 2 rejuvenate. I don't think I want the green ones. It feels like the only payoff is the wind, but I need lots of greens. Ooh, if your last poem contains no gloom words, inflict a focus on yourself. I think I want this. I'm down for this. We're gonna have to move out of gloom a little bit to support it. Maybe. I'll think about it. You don't need charm. It seems hard to put charm together. I'm doing lots of your last poem cards though. I have 5. I have 5 of them. Kind of awkward for turn 1. When's the next chapter? 34 cards. Alright, we have a while. What should we do? Inflict 3 soul burn? I want that thing. Come back to me. Judith. Judith, come back to me. Hard pivot away from depressing poetry. Oh, I mean, even the poetry about love is depressing still. Alright. Seeking a word you want is really interesting. I have never seen a mechanic like that. That's very much a mechanic that works with what generative AI does. Which I think is kind of cool. Whew. It is 12:46 a.m. Oh, ow. Alright, I'm gonna do some battles with Judith to get this card that I want for a bit. I don't even remember which card it is, but I'm sure I'll see it in the card rewards. No. I want no ego words in the next poem. I have played Queen. Well, that will make it harder. Judith, you're soul burning yourself. Judith, turned off your targeting computer. I had teriyaki chicken for dinner, something I recommend. And when I end my stream, I get to eat more of it. No! I just need to deal 9, right? I have instead dealt 40. Can I keep doing this thing? I guess I don't have enough money. Fruit also seems really good. I guess I don't have enough money to do this. This is like it's an expensive way to get a particular card that you want. So I want to move away from Gloom. And more into Soulburn. I have Heartbroken. I have 1 Heartbroken. To get rid of Sorrow as well. I don't really need Love. Sorrow and Love are now unnecessary. I'm just gonna take Storm. Mostly passion words. No gloom words. No ego words. This probably works, and I can play both of those next turn. I too am deserving of love and respect. Aw. Thank you. I did ego. Whoops. This charm doesn't seem like it's really paying off. I wonder if we can PvP. The game's not out, so it feels like the answer would be no. I want Ego and Brilliance for next turn for Pride. And I also want to find Heartbreak, and I can deal... Okay, not that much damage, but quite a lot of damage. Oh my god. We're gonna find out what happens when I lose? Maybe Judith decides to heal? Maybe Judith decides to heal. Deal 10 damage? Don't do it? Don't do it? I'm okay. Wait, you healed 30. And I died to Soulburn? Judith just BM'd me. I've just been BM'd. What happens? There are plenty of other mages to sharpen your claws on. Go out to learn and come back a strong cup for me. Judith won't duel with me anymore. What? Judith? I think I could just press rest 14 times though. Like technically. There's an emissary guard. I don't know about this person. Alright. Bye, Judith. I'm gonna go here and fight Asmi. I think I made my deck worse. I think my deck might be worse than the starter deck right now. Let's rebuild the deck after this fight. A shield? Mostly passion words. Brave is worse than Blade. You never get payout from it. Probably true. I have too many, like, tricky cards that need things to happen for them to be good. I didn't get mostly passion words. Upsetting. Would this game be better or worse if it had voice acting? But like, oh my god, I just took 52 damage. Maybe I should go back to the starting area. Oh. 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 Okay. Goodbye, Asmi. You are a dispirit from yourself. Deal 7 damage for every soulborn your opponent has. Your wielding of the magical arts unnerves me, fellow traveler. A sage in shepherd's clothing is a rare sight. Okay. Some of this stuff just doesn't... That's too complicated. That's too complicated. This one we can do. This one we can probably do, I think. This one seems hard. This one seems hard. This one seems like the payoff is worth it. I don't care about Heartbreak, I don't think. Okay. Can we just... How much soul burn? Inflict 3 soul burn. 7 damage for every soul burn. Combo deck. Alright. Deal. No gloom words. Maybe I do this and I take out gloom entirely. I am no longer emo. I can play greed now that I have a bunch of brilliance, I think. Forest works well with what I'm doing. I'm trying to stack Soulburn. Oh, well, if I'm stacking Soulburn, then Charm works again. Life is fine, maybe? No gloom cards. No gloom cards, okay. But C, it's so strong. Ooh, river. No, I won't. Would my detractors call it just a phase? It's not just a phase, Mom. Is everybody gonna tell me that I look like a peasant? Probably one of my tags. Peasant. Peasant. No backseating. strategy games. I'm just gonna run sword. Maybe we don't always play it, but I can't find a better card. There. Now I have Storm Fire Rage back. Isn't this what I started with, like at the very beginning? You just deal 30? None of this messing around? Hey, nod. I agree. Ooh, did I take the... You can get rid of your soul burn? Because I am suddenly very soul burn. No, why did you gloom me? Restore 10 health. No gloom words? Alright. Shield kind of strong. The game has intangible in it, apparently. What card am I drawing from my deck? Oh, I don't get to choose. Okay. But now I have like a 7-card hand or something. I should be able to do stuff with that. So, I want to inflict a bunch of soul burn. I want to make a poem that is mostly passion words. Game looks like a rap battle with cards. That is exactly what it is. We are rap battling with cards. Merle and Asme. Ow. This may be lethal? Just lethal. Just over. I got an ego and a brilliance word. GG, my friend. Alright. Does this deck benefit from? If your last poem contains 3 nature words. Nope. Cure a spirit from yourself. Nope. If your opponent's hand has at least 1 passion card, inflict a shield on yourself. That seems powerful. That seems like a powerful card. This is a campaign mode, so it's against AI. In dueling, we as sages must venture defeat. Despite the sting of loss, I am obliged to offer thanks for this divine encounter. Do you have passion in your deck, Asme? Not really. Can I fight you? Refuses to duel you for 14 days 3 days ago. It's so rude. This hand is an absolute disaster. This is not how you play Verses of Enchantment. Oh, okay. Asme's hand was even worse. Last poem needs to contain 2 brilliance words. Doable? It's not... You're not meant to start a poem with and, I don't think. And I'm pretty sure you're not meant to start it with, like, and as a line by itself. I think I could teach this kid a thing or two. An ego and a brilliant sword. No. No. And as the second line, Asmi is using invisible ink. That's very avant-garde. Deal 20, deal 40, you lose. I'm getting powerful. I thought I already had this. Dawn and Sun are the same card. Fascinating. I think Desire is hard to proc, unfortunately. Mark R. Thanks for the 8 months. Why can't Senegal be in the Women's World Cup? I don't know. I don't know the rules. What are the rules? Game is some kind of rap battle. It is. How's it going, Mr. Bob? Oh my. Deals 21? Okay. You know the rules, and so do I. True commitment's what I'm thinking of. Who's the person in Virtue? Is that an angel? Just kind of looks like a like regular person. I don't know. Boom, boom, boom. King might be very strong in the right deck. I think so too. We kind of ran out of cards that we want from Merle. What else can we fight? Got some Rejuvenate stuff. I don't really want that. Knight. Strength. Shield. I don't really want that stuff either. Dream. Nope. Your hand has at least 3 cards, deal 50. Discard a card from your hand, inflict 1 distract. No, I don't want that either. I don't want any of this stuff. I guess I can fight people and just take their gold and then go to the college. Want any of your things? Courage, deal 10. Fruit. Fruit's probably okay. I think Kiss is good, actually. Yeah, we could get Kiss from you, but we're not allowed to fight for another very long time. I think I'm just gonna go back to Act 1 and get more cards from these people, maybe? Give cards I want? You don't seem like you have cards I want. Do I want Mind? Maybe I want Mind. Let's get mined. No, that seems awful. No, these cards are good. How do I get to the next chapter? I need 5 more cards. Let's just fight somebody easy. Until I have enough cards. How is your deck altered? You can just edit it between the fights. You only have 1 more card? Well, mind combos well with queen. What's a mind combo? Don't answer that. This is sponsored content. No gloom. No gloom. Nice. We rephrased it as longing for some mind goblin. You want to gobble my mind? Feels like a strange desire. I'm just getting random stuff, right? What am I doing? I have doubt. Is that what I'm doing? I have to go fight the other people. Get bankrolled by Alana? Your talent is astonishing. Allow me to offer supplies in aid of your pursuit for greater knowledge. Alana gave you 112 gold? Oh. If you get all of their cards, they give you money. Deal. Can we still fight? We can still fight. And you can still fight them. 1 month ago. Today's sunrise is truly beautiful and such a pleasure to share it with you. Do you love the morning bird song as I do? What's a mind goblin? I'm not actually sure. If your last thing contains 2 brilliance words. If your last thing contains no gloom words, probably doable. Yeah, I think I actually could run king now, maybe. I'm getting there. Although I'm not sure these are my best cards. Wait, I want forest. Oh, I already have forest. It's in my hand. Well then. This is such a, like, it's such a chill game. It's so calming to stream this. I could imagine, oh, if this was on Game Boy. People don't use Game Boys anymore, right? They use, like, I don't know, something else. Nintendo Switch. Something like that. There's something just incredibly satisfying about the games where you walk around a world and you fight people and then you get more cards from them. Cure Soulburn from yourself? Flora, are you... How did she know? Very upsetting. And you have Rejuvenate? Flora is just unbeatable. And look at the blush. Tasteful, but somehow still, I don't know what the word is. It's not pretty, it's like Effective? Maybe? Maybe it's effective. No, I don't think so. I don't know what the word is. Anyway, queen deals you 20, lol. I got wind. If your opponent is dispirited. We're just gonna get them all, I guess, so we just defeat it again! I shouldn't go so easy on you. Agree. $20 damage for Despirited. Seems like a very easy setup for that payoff. I don't think I have any Despirited in my deck right now, though. I would have to put it in my deck. I'm trying to have cards that are good on turn 1. Because it doesn't feel like there's any reason for my deck not to be good on turn 1. But with 15 cards, you can't have that many cards that are like, if your opponent is this status effect, something happens, or if your last poem contains no gloom words.
When I am dead.
Unlucky. Unlucky. Gosh, Flora keeps on hard countering me with this Cure Soulburn from yourself. Flora also then like dies next turn, but it's still a lot. My last poem still contains gloom. This is unbelievable. Death isn't a gloom word? I thought it was a gloom word. Oh my. Oh my. It's the payoff. It's like every hand has gloom in it. Alright, I give up. That's fine, Flora. I like the heartbreak icon. That's me when I'm heartbroken. Very relatable. Every poem just says die. Look. I'm going through an artistic period, okay? This is the problem. My starting hands are just so bad. And I go first every duel, so I need my cards to actually do something on turn 1 when I go first. This hand's a bit more real. Does that say he makes the pipes? A common thing to do in Scotland. The pipes don't make themselves. Common Scottish phrase. I wonder if the soul burn was applied first, I would have died, or if she would have died that turn. Alright, one more card, and then we get another achievement. And also, I get the next chapter, so I get to go see some more decks and mechanics and stuff. No! Oh my gosh, did anybody watch the Ashes? Like, every single delivery in the Ashes? They were really good. No matter how strong a deck would be if it were entirely made up of 15 deal 10 damage cards. I think there are only 5. There are 5 types of magic, and I think each one has 1 deal 10 damage card. It does seem like a good baseline of strength to be thinking about, though, for sure. It'd be cool if this had a mechanic like bottling. It's true, it doesn't have relics. I don't mind it. I think there are a lot of games like Slay the Spire which have become more complicated than Slay the Spire, and it's kind of nice to play a game that doesn't have some of the mechanics which are in Slay the Spire, instead of like having every mechanic from Slay the Spire and also having a bunch of other mechanics too. Hopefully I don't take 67. I don't think I'll take 67. Let's see how many nature words are in this. Yeah, we're fine. I could have taken 54 though. Brr has won the duel. Alright, so we're done with you. Chapter 3, Katniss. To the south lies Katniss, the land of sages and wise men. Your travels have led you here to learn about the brilliance humanity has to offer. Alright. I have to walk a long way. Are you going to pay me? Ah! But I already got all your cards. Unbelievable. Low on rations. I'm no longer low on rations. Let us travel the oceans. We go this way. Who's over here? There's a House of Light. Specialization Brilliance. Tuition fee 200. That's more expensive than the other place. There's Siomon, a fervorous wise man. We who liars. Stay back, Philistine. Simon refuses to duel you until tomorrow. What? Why? You have less than 50 health, deal 15 damage. But the only one I can get? Strife. If your opponent has at least 2 active status effects, deal 20 damage. Right. Who else? Soterus, the Downtrodden. Your last opponent contains no brilliance, deal 15. Not a chance. Inflict 1 heartbreak on yourself and 2 on the opponent. If you have less than 30 health, inflict 1 shield upon yourself. Deal 7 damage for every soul burn you have. Oh. Well, that's probably not the way that I want. Inflict 1 shield on yourself and on your opponent. If your last poem contains 2 gloom and a brilliance word, select a card from your deck. Deal 10 damage with war. Another gloom card that deals 10. I guess I do have more than more than 1 each, maybe. I want truth. 1 damage for every ego word in your last poem. I could go for truth and mind. Rayan, the poetry professor. How much money do I have? 141. Could make a new deck. I lost interest. No, these cards are like super sweet. They're like fine. They don't really go into my deck though.
Ah, another passing wizard.
I wonder if Simon didn't want to fight me because I had just arrived in the area. Don't know. Ooh, a focus. Thank you. I can use that to deal you damage. Didn't want to fight me because I looked like a peasant. Unbelievable. Ow! That's the card I want. Inflict 2 focus on yourself. I want that card too, actually. Wow, and I don't deal damage now? Kind of unreasonable. Oh, Queen is just going to deal like 50 though. It's over, Rayan. It's actually over. Nah, you're done. You're done. Let me introduce you to my queen. Boop. A new card. Ooh, that one's pretty. I like that one. Yo. TOS? I was just like looking at the card and then suddenly there was a boob on it. Gosh. These artists. Maybe it's a disadvantage to go first. Yeah, probably not. If your opponent's discard pile has at least 1 gloom card, deal 15. Yikes. Soulburn. That one. This one, maybe? The sword really, like, I don't know. It has a certain, like, squelching quality to the sound, and then it very physically presses into the portrait. Right in the neck. Ugh. Darn artists trying to depict the human body, we have advertisers to worry about. And won't you think of the children? Oh my god! That just told me 49! What are you doing, Ran? Wow. Wow. Okay. Okay. What's in your deck? Deal 5 damage for every gloom or brilliance word in your last poem. And you inspired yourself somehow? If your last poem contains every word type, inflict 3 inspire on yourself. Wow. Wow. Oh, it's from Muse, right? That's gotta be where the inspire came from, because I don't think this like ever works. Truth seems kind of bad in this deck. Yeah, for a bot. I've been enjoying it. I was reading all the poems out loud for the first hour. Some of them hit pretty hard, but then my voice was tired, so I stopped. It was a lot of reading. We've had some good battles though, and some solid burns. Queen should be very good in this fight. And Tyler Turtle. Cure distract from yourself. Ran is all about drawing lots of cards. He doesn't know about Queen. Okay, that time Smoke didn't deal me 49. That's a little bit more manageable. Oop. Shield on you and your opponent is great. If you play it last, the shield wears off your opponent before you play any cards. Wait, it does? Is this real? I've just gotten the card. Let's try it. Which cards do I not like? I feel like I got rid of something that isn't Brilliance. I guess Sword, since I don't want Gloom in my hands, because I want to be able to play Voice. Ever Truth. Ever Truth. Over like Fire? I don't think so. Over Life? I don't think we need Life. In Truth, I don't need a life. The way the sword stabs into the opponent / player is mildly upsetting. Yes. Also the eye. I don't know if you've seen the eye yet, but the eye is terrifying to me. I don't think I have a card that makes the eye show up. Alright, so we do this. And then we have a shield. Okay, it shows up when looking at your discard pile. So outplayed. It's so... It's just so unsettling. It's very, perverse magic setting. Did I lose a tick of Soulburn? The shield only... The shield only stops direct attacks, and Soulburn isn't a direct attack. I think it's just a really strong card. But if you're not playing against something that's all about direct attacks, it wouldn't matter as much. Every ego word in your last poem. I don't know if I want to get rid of Queen. We'll go for it though. We'll see how big we can get Truth. Oh. Disparate halves my damage, I think. So I guess the answer is not very big. Nine though. If your last poem contains 2 blue and a brilliance. Where'd Queen go? I guess I played it. Alright. Hit with some 10s. Oh, this is the first time I've won a duel with more than 70 health at the end. Alright. Is there a reason that I'm still fighting you, Ran? Just to get all your stuff, I guess? Did the other people really not have anything I cared about? Cure, distract from yourself. Deal 7 damage for every soul burn you have. Yeah, I don't think I want any of that. I will finish fighting you, Ran. I gotta go to sleep too. It's probably I'll finish fighting Ran and then head out. An ego and a brilliant sword. That maybe? I have stuff tomorrow morning, actually. Interesting. Should be fine. Is a deck with all deal 10s bad? Well, I just played against a turn of all deal 10s and took 0 damage. So it feels like you can probably do at least slightly better than it. No. I had such a good turn against the shield though. Draw some cards, draw some more cards, inflict some soul burn. Didn't take 49. Ooh. Ooh. Next turn though? I guess I can use peace. Against a turn where I'm vulnerable. GG. Alright, we have defeated Ran. We have played the verses of Enchantment. Do I get money? One person gave me money when I took all their cards. Nobody else seems like they do that. There's just that one person. Maybe you have to fight again. I don't know. So this game is out on the 1st of August, which it now is. Magical fantasy deck builder card game where you play as an aspiring wizard exploring the realm and learning magic in the form of cards from a cast of unique and diverse characters. There's some sort of AI generation of poems in here. It's a lot of fun. I want to actually, before I... Versus, practice your skills against someone you have met on your travels. 1 to 2 players. When in the versus mold, you can duel a friend or challenge a computer-controlled wizard. Your decks. So you can play... Ooh. You can play like hot seat multiplayer. And you can choose where you play. So pretty. What's the other one? Gauntlet. Oh. Oh, it has like a Slay the Spire mode. Cool. I feel silly for not having checked this out before I was leaving. Huh. Well, I guess you all get to check this out for yourselves. It's rain again. How does this work? I wonder what the rewards are. I don't know. Anyway, I gotta go. I have a thing in 8 hours and 23 minutes, 21 minutes, 20 minutes. So, hopefully I will get some sleep. Lots of wizards have hidden/unique dialogue. Gotcha. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the game and the Brotato earlier. If you watch on YouTube, thanks for hanging out.